Evening, boys.
Evening, Sally.
Welcome to The Chatting, your local pubcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Kirk.
I'm Mark.
And I'm the other Mark. 3 pints, Sally. And what are you having?
A fuzzy navel, please.
Cheers. I'll fetch him over.
Evening, boys.
Evening, Rob.
Evening.
How you doing, all right?
I'm good, are you?
Yeah, all right. All right, fair to middling.
Fair to middling.
Yeah.
How's your arm?
Yeah, saggy.
Well, like you feel a little bit disconnected.
It's a little bit disconnected.
I tell you what,
flapping.
you can see it bruising.
Yeah, it's all coming out now.
Yeah, you're right.
So
it is a bit flabby.
Snapped the ligament that holds the bicep to the ball. And so I've got to have it operated on. So, yeah, I'm a bit, bit nervous, understandably.
What I would do is I'd write on your arm, this arm.
This arm.
Because
yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Come out with the other one looking like Popeye or something.
Well, this one does. Look at it.
Crazy that. Is it just a day operation thing in and
Yeah,
out?
by all accounts, looking online, they reckon it's only an hour, the op.
Oh, really?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it like a walk-in and walk-out type thing or
Well,
no?
you're going to general anaesthetic, so I wouldn't imagine you're walking straight out.
Well, you know
a
what I
little
mean.
bit of a recovery thing, but yeah.
You're in wars, aren't you? You sound like you're sniffling a little bit
I
as
know.
well.
You just can't. Kids are back at school, aren't they? And you know what it's like? It's like a breeding ground for bloody bugs and germs and snots and sniffles and shit.
I know I went well other week, other day, last week.
Yeah, you've been badly, haven't you?
Oh, well, yeah. And
With COVID or just...
look, I don't know. I don't know whether it was COVID. I've got tests in cupboard from before, and I looked at them. I thought, "Oh, shall I test?" And I thought, "Why?
Yeah.
I'm not very well. End of story."
Yeah.
I got in bed.
Yeah.
I love it when I had COVID and you're like, "Oh, banish me." And like, you guys have all been poorly, his arm's dropping off, you've had COVID, he's been ill. Oh, we'll all come in and record together.
Yeah.
And me, I'm in
Yeah, but we've not got it
COVID
now.
jail.
I'm not going to a festival, though,
Oh,
in a few days. So
Yeah, true.
it's
Well,
different.
okay.
What have you been up to, Mark?
The weekend I went to the York races,
Oh,
so that were good.
Oh, where's my invite? Or
Well-
our invite?
Well, it went for me to invite you because I went with my brother's football team, local team, if you will. I say local team as if they play locally; they just play within the group type thing. So
Bet you
it wasn't
fitted in
for
well
me
there.
It wasn't for me to sort of invite you, sort of thing.
Did you fit in well there, talking football?
Well, exactly. I mean, I don't know anything about football, but we don't talk about football, then so I don't know why I go along really.
Very good day.
As in, what I mean by that is because I don't play football with them. Well, it rained, so
of course.
and it was bloody cold.
Did you get drunk?
For me, I got drunk. Yes, yeah.
What do you mean for you?
Well, because I only take about 3 pints and I'm drunk. Not like you, Mark, where you need like 33 pints to go. I'm on my way.
No, he doesn't.
No, you're getting that all wrong.
All right, well maybe 30 then.
So did you win anything?
Well, we won. We had a kitty, so we won. We won the second race because I think. Well, we went in pairs. So my son went, Ethan, and he was paired up with Wayo, which is obviously not his name. That's his nickname, by the way. Wayo. Yeah, exactly. So he was paired up with them, and they picked out. They picked out. No, something I can't even remember what the name were, but they picked it out and they won 70 quid on it. So
Did they?
Yeah. So yeah, that's only a race we won though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we didn't win any. I didn't win my race.
So why York races? I know because normally you go to St Ledger, don't you, in Doncaster?
We do. Well, my brother won't like me saying this, but we used to go to St Ledger, but it used to clash with his holidays for his year because he has loads of holidays. So he decides. I think he does say there's another reason, but I think all the other lads said no, it's because it clashed with his holidays. So we moved it to. Well, I said I weren't involved in the decision. They just tell me. So they moved it to the York one. Which is it not the Ebor, is it?
No, it's not
No, it's not the
Ebor.
Ebor. That's another time, isn't it?
It is. Ebor was about 6-7 weeks before that,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, okay. I don't know what this one was then.
It's just the end of season.
End of term. Like,
Yeah.
End of term.
Yeah.
Do you know,
End of season.
I've only ever been to Ulsters once.
Same here.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
Doncaster.
Doncaster.
Yeah.
Donny.
Yeah.
Did they have any? Did they have an act on Mark afterwards, like they do at Donny?
Well, if they did, I didn't see them. I don't think they
You were
did.
that drunk.
Yeah, he'd had 3 pints.
We'd left because there were only seven horses. There was seven. Here we go again.
They got trainers on.
One of them got an OBE. I'm not going there again. No, there were only 7 races. So after last race, and it were raining. So you imagine, you've not been to York. Have you been? You've not been to York. No. What about you, Kurt?
No, I ain't been to York.
Oh, right, okay, right. So I've got to describe it. Here we go. So York Races is it's a beautiful race course, and it's laid out. There's a lot of outside bits to it. So of course with rain, everybody's scuttling under cover.
I'm lying.
Yes.
I have been to York races.
Oh,
sorry. Go on.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I have, yeah.
you know the layout a little
Yes,
bit. There's
I
a
do,
lot
yeah.
of
Well,
outside.
I've just realised I've actually been to the York race course.
Hang on a minute.
Actually,
I was modelling.
when you said York,
Nothing
I thought you
to do
meant
with
New York.
horses.
I've actually been to. I haven't.
So you were modelling
I
on a horse.
was doing a wedding show.
I couldn't imagine you with a saddle on.
Right?
Back in the day when I used to, be good looking, I used to do a bit of modelling, and I did a wedding show there. So
Right.
that's where
So
I've been.
Rob were there eating carrots.
Right, okay.
Stood in the barrel trainers with an OBE.
So you have been, but not
Yeah.
to a race,
To a race.
meeting, as they call it. Oh,
yeah.
right, okay, right. Where were I? Well, I can't. You've lost me.
a lot of outside space in
Oh,
this,
yeah.
on
There's
this
3
horse
pints
track.
deep and face first in
That's
the
right.
kebab.
So because of that, loads of people sit outside, but of course, because of the rain, everybody's then scuttling underneath all the covers and stuff, and so it got really busy. So after the last race, we were like, right, we're off because we got a curry booked in at a
Curry house.
It's a curry house. Yeah. It's a chip shop. Yeah. So we had to scuttle off for that. So off we went and had this curry, and then we got.
What curry did you have? Can't remember.
No. I always it's all default curry, chicken tikka masala.
Oh.
That's my default one.
Why do they put? You know when they have chicken tikka masala, they always there's always an egg with it, isn't there?
An egg.
An
Yeah.
egg?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, takeaway wise.
Or eating.
What?
All right.
I've never had it.
I've never ordered a chicken tikka masala in a restaurant.
Yeah,
so
it's been a long time since I've had a chicken. But every time I've had a chicken tikka masala, it always just come with an egg.
What?
A boiled egg.
In a takeaway or in a restaurant?
Both.
I've never experienced
I don't
that.
think
I've experienced it in a
that.
takeaway. I know exactly what you mean in a
Yeah.
takeaway. I've never, like I say, I ain't experienced it in a restaurant, but I wouldn't order a chicken tikka masala in a restaurant. So
Wow.
So you didn't get an egg?
No.
Oh, you need to ring. Oh, you're
Well,
gonna
if I got one, I'd go,
you're
what the
gonna
bloody
be
hell's this? What's going on?
TripAdvisor review. Where's my egg?
I've never heard that. I'm not saying
I must
I'm-
admit, I've not either.
well,
Right.
I'm not saying it's not a thing, but I've never had one, and I've had loads of curries.
I mean, obviously, I'm not a foodie, am I? And
No.
no, but you are right though. You are right. There's a lot of time it would come with an egg. Absolutely.
So you said you only won one race.
As in the group kitty.
Yeah.
Everybody were having their own sort of little side bets on and stuff. You know what I mean? If you wanted to.
Are you
But-
quite a lucky person though? Do you think that when you normally go to things like that, do you tend to find you win much?
No, I won't say I'm lucky. I won't say I'm unlucky. Because you know when people win stuff, what's the first thing they always say? Never won anything in my life.
Yeah.
And they probably won loads of things,
Do
but
they say it like
everybody
that?
says that. Well,
I've never won anything in my life.
I've never won anything in my life. I don't think I'm lucky or unlucky, but
I'm unlucky.
you know. Here we go. Really?
I am. When it comes to bets and stuff like that, you can bet your bottom dollar that if I bet on the absolute dead cert favourite, it would end up coming in second.
yeah, it'd come in last for me.
Yeah, I no matter what I bet on, whatever it is, because I've been to dog track quite a lot. I enjoy dog, although I do enjoy the horses more. I think but I haven't been as often. But the dog track I've been to quite a few times. And
I've only been to horses once, but I think I enjoy dogs more.
oh dear,
A bit faster paced and a bit more.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah.
think I know what you mean. I mean, I've only been to Doncaster, like you, and you're like struggling for a view, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you can go up at grandstand and stuff, but you like mixing with everybody and whatever
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
You can only see so much of it.
Yeah, and then the horse is bolted, and you're like, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Whereas at least with dogs, you don't know what you're going to see. You might see somebody running around dog
What
track
you might
dressed
see-
up.
yeah.
Really? Oh, I'm looking at Mark here. Is this
Oh
is there a story?
I were only dressed for half. Well, it was about a quarter lap I did, and half of that quarter I was dressed.
How did you end up?
Yeah, how did you get past
going about
security? What happened
Why do we
here?
have to tell this story?
Because I've never heard it.
So, a place where I used to work, and there were loads of us. There must have been, I don't know, 30 or 40 of us. We've got a couple of these, them box rooms that they have. With
Yeah,
all
yeah.
beer inside and everything else. And our known, or was then, known for, hey, Mark will do it. You know what I mean? So last race had finished. Go on then, Mark. And I'd rocked up dressed as Beetlejuice. Well, not I'd got a Beetlejuice suit. It was black and white stripes, top and bottom.
You know, we've all got one of them in us.
Yeah.
So can I just ask you a question, Mark? Were there just you dressed up, nobody else?
Yeah, just me.
Right. Oh, God.
So,
Right,
anyway,
okay.
so it literally...
Were everyone else meant to get dressed up?
No.
Oh, so you just rocked up as Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever.
Just because you wanted to?
Yeah. And
Wow, okay.
anyway, so literally, eyes just turned to me, and obviously everyone had been talking, and they went, "Go on then, Mark."
They went,
And I was
Beetlejuice.
like, yeah. I was like, "What?" He went, "You gonna do a lap?" Really? Go on, and they all started cheering, and then obviously they were all cheering, so I was like, "This is
You've
gonna
got to oblige.
This is going to be fun." Bearing in mind we were upstairs. So I dangled off at balcony.
So this is at Hillsborough side,
This is at
Allerton Stadium, yeah.
I'm not condoning. I'm not going to say this was a good thing, by the way, at Allerton. Anyway,
So
I dangled off at balcony, dropped off, and then set off running. And I tell you what, you would. I just need to let you know, you do not realise how deep that sand is. Honestly, it's about 6 or 8 inches deep, that sand. It's not just like running on a little bit of sand. So you can't really get much pace. Anyway, so I set off, and everyone were cheering. Then all the other people came out of their boxes. They all started cheering. So I was like, this is fantastic. And obviously, it was quite late at night, and I had a few pints. And then so I thought, well, sod it. And then
Sod it, what happened? Why is there more?
I clothed off. This is the only way to keep that excitement
my
going, and that's to
goodness me.
escalate it, isn't it?
Good job it's not a photo
anyway,
finish.
I
I
went
really like
running
David
down-
Hasselhoff running around a racetrack. It's sand.
I'm more like a Biafran. Anyway, I was running down back straight, and I just got to the corner to turn in towards where the actual
And there
main
was-
bar is.
And there was somebody behind you.
And
you
I
got
just
competition.
saw... I just saw what looked like an army of dark-clothed people running towards me. And they were all security. There were loads of them.
Were they naked?
No, they were all wearing dark clothes. And
No,
so I was like, oh no. Obviously, I said other words. And I turned, and I was like trying to slow down. Then I was turning round, trying to pull my trousers back up. And so I was legging it down this straight. All these security shouting at me, chasing me back up this dog track. And I saw a gap in fence up left, and I thought, right, if I get through there, I'm away. So I broke through. I didn't break through, but there were a gap in fence. So I ran through this gap in fence, and there were some metal stairs that took up to the back of the boxes, so I could get back in. I thought, this is a winner. This. So I shot through this gap in this fence, and there were more security. They were just stood at bottom of the stairs waiting for me. And I was like, oh no. So I put my head in my hands and I walked towards him and I said, I'm really sorry, I've been bad answer. And he swore at me and told me to get upstairs in
So they did throw you out there?
So I went upstairs across the like a corridor thing into the room that we were in, and then literally all the people that were there with us surrounded me, and they were like, one of them took my glasses off, they were swapping my t-shirt and my jacket with me. Everyone was swapping clothes with me, so like, because obviously all security were coming up. And so they all come walking in, and this big bald guy come walking, the like main security guy. Where is he? And they were all stood circling me and swapped so close, so he couldn't recognise me. Yeah. So I was like sat hiding, and I was like, what are we going to do here? Anyway, about 10 minutes passed, and he went on bar inside this box, and I thought, I've got to go and talk to him, because it's just not what's going to...
Was he waiting for...
Yeah, we just stood waiting.
He waited for somebody
He knew that I was there somewhere, so he was just stood there, just biding his time.
And how many were there in this private box, by the way? There were quite a few of you.
There were 2 boxes, so there would have been probably 30 or 40 people.
Okay. Right.
A good number. Anyway, so I went over to him and I said, look, I'm really sorry. And do you know what? He were a big guy, and I thought, I'm going to get my head filled in here. But, I got a complete. And he were actually really nice.
Right.
Yeah, gave me a lesson in horse racing,
big
dog
juice.
racing. Told me, he said, look, and he explained the reason why you're not supposed to run around the track.
And next time you're running sand, pick your knees up. And
You're the third fastest person to have done that this year. But no, you were really good. And he just said, look, enjoy yourself, but don't be a... you know. And so, I got away lightly with that. But, so that... I don't do that anymore.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I've grown up a little bit.
Yeah.
When were this? A couple of weeks ago?
Oh no, this will be 12, 13 years ago, I reckon. Might be a little bit longer actually. You forget how quick time's going, but.
Is anyone?
Have you ever been to Dogs, Mark?
Yeah, but a few times. I love it. It's great.
Do you ever win out at Dogs?
Yeah, I've won a few times. Yeah.
I've actually won a couple at Dogs, but I think I'm a bit like you, Kirk. I don't tend to find that I win much. You know,
do you put big money on it, like £2?
Oh, I'm little. Yeah, 2 quid.
pence
Yeah,
each
because
way.
I know
See,
I'm not going to win.
I can't do it.
So that's even worse because you know you're not going to win,
Can't do
or
it.
you've got this attitude that you're never going to win.
know.
You still put big bets on.
I know, and I'll always I won't bet unless I have this warp thing in my head where there's no point in betting on something unless it's worth winning. So like, I won't play lottery unless it's above 60, 70 million.
Because 30 million is just a waste of time.
It's not worth my time. But honestly, I'll always remember. I remember having a conversation with your Uncle Dean, and because he likes to dabble on horses and stuff. And he said I was saying the same thing to him about I only bet when it's worth winning. And he said I've never heard anything so stupid in my life. He says if you bet on something, even if it's 2 to 1, you're doubling your money. He's like, so why would you not just bet on the favourite and double your money?
Yeah.
Why go for? He says, what if you could double your money on every single bet? You'd never have to work again in your life.
Favourites are very rarely double your money, are they?
Well, this is the thing. I think what he was getting at. I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't if I went to horses or dogs or whatever. I would not put a bet on 2 to 1. No way.
Right.
No way.
Because you think that's a waste of time, doubling your money.
Because I think it's all right if you've got like 10 grand to put on.
Yeah, okay.
You know, put 10 grand on, chance of winning 10 grand, you know, it's a lot of money. But although I don't play the 50 pences or whatever, but I will pay a tenner.
Yeah.
And then I think, well, you risk a tenner to what? Just win another tenner. It just doesn't.
Yeah, but then you can put 20 on your next one.
Well, no, absolutely. You are right. You are right in that. I'm not going to sit and try and defend. And I know that my mindset is warped.
Yeah.
But I like that thing of, do you know what? I've put a tenner on, and I might win 400 quid here.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what that's where I
So
get
it were
that
you
buzz.
that were betting on me?
Yeah, I won, mate, because I bet that you take your clothes off. So
It's when people do them like forecasts and tricast things, isn't it? Reverses and
that's
it's
what I
like what?
that's what I do.
That's
when
what-
I go to dog.
that's
That's
what
what
I
gets
do.
your odds up, innit?
Yeah, I do like a reverse forecast or
That's
or
what I
whatever.
Not that I really understand it, but I do it.
Yeah, when you go to like a bus conductor man who comes around with ticket machine. Do they still do that? They come around with a portable machine when you're in. But that's only if you're in boxes. They come up with those little machines, don't like a bus conductor.
Yeah.
Do they?
And you go, oh yes, I went to 246 reverse tricast. You know, like you're some betting connoisseur
I'm
and you've
literally-
never done it before.
I'm one of them that walks up and goes, what am I meant to do? What I want to put a
just
bet
tell
on.
me again,
What-
what's the
what do
rules?
you want? I don't know what I want, really. Just tell me what the best thing to do is.
people like you.
I can, honestly, I'm
I've got a
terrible.
pound
Yeah.
and I want to win 7.
Because what they want to say is, you know that book you got given for free when you walked in?
Yeah.
Look on page 1, explains it
And
all
read it.
to you.
Yeah, very, very true. Do you find that you do any other, like, do you bet on it? No, not necessarily bet. Do you do anything else where you actually stand a chance of winning something? You know, like, I don't know. Do you ever when you go to somewhere where they're in a raffle? Do you just do the raffle? Because
Always have a
wherever
go-
I go and someone says there's a raffle, I go, got to play the raffle.
Always have a go at raffle. Same as when you go to local sports thing, rugby, football, you know, football card. You gotta have a go, ain't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I never win.
Well, talking about raffles, though, as you know, I DJ. Mark might fall into this category. If I'm doing like charity discos for companies or company dues at Christmas, they've got raffles, and sometimes they'll ask me. They'll go, "Do you want to?" You know, and I don't want to feel bad, so I'll go, "Well, okay, yeah, I might have a pound or whatever," because you know I don't want to come across rude. But then the problem is if and then usually get me to do the raffle, which again is fine. But I feel bad
You
if
spend
I
10 minutes looking for your own ticket in the bowl.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. But I feel bad if I pull my number out, or even if somebody else does, but then I always end up throwing oh no, it's so fine, put it back in.
Well-
So I'm like, well, I'm just giving free money away here.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you should say that, because I did what I used to do for staff at work at Christmas is we used to have a Christmas do, and we got an amount of money per person that we can spend on getting the staff a present or something for Christmas. But instead of doing that, because it was maybe only 25 quid each or whatever, what I used to do is I used to pool all that money from, and buy raffle prizes. And then at the Christmas party, they would buy raffle tickets. And then the money would also be one of the prizes.
Right.
Yeah, so it wasn't making anything off it or anything like that. But because, obviously, 25 quid times maybe 60, 70 staff, it adds up. So we could get some decent prizes. So people used to love it. People would much prefer playing along with that and getting the chance to win
a telly,
a 16-inch TV or whatever than receiving a box of chocolates and a £10 voucher. Do you know what I mean? As a present. So people used to love it. But one year, I'll always remember that I stood there and the DJ come up to me. No, in fact, it was some member of staff came up to me and said, DJ wants to know whether he can buy some tickets. Now, was it
me?
No. No.
And it weren't me.
No. DJ wants to know whether he can buy some tickets. And I said, and the thing is, he was a resident DJ. He was there week in, week out. He knew everybody, knew all the staff. He was doing the gig for nothing. Like, yeah, fine, yeah, not a problem at all. And Ruth, who was my PA at the time, she come up to me and she went, have you let DJ buy some tickets? I went, yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? I says, at the end of the day, he throws more money in kitty. He won first prize.
Oh.
Yeah, £500 holiday voucher.
You see the difference there? It sounds like he asked, "Oh, can I buy some tickets?" I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not asking. I'm not putting myself out there. In fact, I hate it when they come up and ask me. But if they do, I'm like, I don't really want to, but I do because I don't want to come across.
You wouldn't have been putting that back in, though, would you?
Probably. Well, I don't. Probably yeah. Because that bizarrely you can get away with like a £5, some chocolates, but a TV I'd feel even worse. I'd be like, oh no, throw it back in.
I always find the mood sort of not drops so much, but like I say, you go to a football game or a rugby game, local kids or whatever, and they have a raffle and everyone buys tickets and whatever, and then your seat table and there might be, I don't know, half a dozen prizes. 3 or 4 bottles of wine, a bottle of gin, and then some candles and whatever else. And you can almost feel tone like dropping when right, first prize, and then what do you want? And then I'll have the gin, and then it goes down the wine, and then there's candles left, and then there's somebody stood there you watch, I'll bloody win the candle. And lo and behold, it's usually Ellen. And she's like, bloody charming. I wanted a bottle of wine.
I'll always remember someone I used to work with. He used to have an ongoing joke. You'll remember this, Mark.
Yeah. Me?
Yes, you. So when he used to compare at night and compare events when there were a raffle, and he used to pull numbers out, and he'd go, oh, yeah, you've won this, and oh, yeah, congratulations, you've won that. And then he'd get to a point where he'd pull a number out and go, right, pink, 263, sort of thing. And then I'd go, oh, yeah, me. And he'd stand up and go, good, just let you know, if we had another prize, you'd have won it.
I've done that a few times.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I like that.
Brilliant, that. Absolutely, it's always stuck in my head, that.
I don't even win raffles.
Oh, I don't. We're a lot on-running joke at Slimming World. They used to do a raffle every week at Slimming World. Me and Mum were going to Slimming World for about 3 years. Never won.
No.
Never won.
It's worse now as well because you've got all these ones on social media.
What you went in there? Apples and bananas and stuff.
Yeah,
is that what?
Consultant would bring in something.
Not chocolate.
Yeah, not chocolate. No.
Tray donuts.
Yeah. go on, Bob.
It's even worse now with the ones that are online. Have you seen them ones that Facebook, Instagram, all over but the prizes are like massive.
Nitrous, and it's like you can win this Mustang GT.
But when they're getting houses away.
Yeah, VW camper vans and really expensive things. And all right, it's a raffle ticket for it might be 10 quid or 20 quid entry, but the prizes you win are massive. Yeah. But they're all over the place now, aren't they? And I'm so tempted. Sometimes you go, oh, it's only 10 quid to enter, and I could win that.
Yeah.
But I know.
I've had a few goes on one called Storm DJs, and I still get the emails from them because obviously once you sign up, you get all the
for life,
and you'll get like 2 or 3 choices if you win. You can have like the studio package, which is some studio monitors, a MacBook, and MIDI controller and stuff. Or you might get a couple of CDJs and a mixer and whatever. But they're like prizes worth $3 and $4 grand.
Yeah. Well, look at when you can win a house.
Yeah.
These amazing houses in late
1.2 million house or
win
something.
this house and Omaze raffle.
You're right. I mean, what amazes me with that? When I first saw it, I thought
amazes you. Pretty good. Like we did there.
No pun intended. I'm like, oh great, this is a one-off thing. But then, like a couple of weeks later, when there's another house, and you're like, where is all this money coming from? I mean, I know the tickets are not cheap; they're 10 quid or whatever.
I have a
but
subscription.
I'm like, really? Do you?
Yeah. Well, I don't actually. Actually, it's Daisy.
Daisy.
But yeah, we pay £25 a month into Omaze.
Yeah. Really?
Have you won anything? Oh, no.
£5 voucher.
Got to beat it to win it.
So somebody's winning it.
Well, that's what I like about raffles. You see, that's what I
Random.
like about raffles.
Yeah, there's no skill.
Well, no, not just that. The thing is, with a lottery, nobody could win. Yeah, so you're up against the odds of the actual draw or whatever.
Yeah.
Hence why a lottery. But with a raffle, if you've got a ticket, you've got just as much chance
as the next person.
Well,
depending on how many they've got.
Yeah. But somebody's going to win it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's what I like about it. And you're right, Mark. You kind of think, my God, all this money, but look at the money that they're generating. It's like these, cash giveaways on radio.
Yeah.
Like Cash Register or stuff like that on radio. You kind of sit there and you think, my God, they give away 100 grand yesterday, they're giving away 150 grand today, they're giving away 200 grand tomorrow or whatever. But then you think, well, yeah, but if you've got a listener base of 6-7 million people, 8 million, 10 million people, you only need 1 million of them to enter, at £5 a chuck, whatever it is, to enter, or £2. And before you know it, you've got 4 million quid.
It makes you wonder why anyone that's of any celebrity status they don't sell the houses, they just raffle them.
Well,
because surely that's the thing.
There was a bit of a surge, wasn't there, in housing market where people were, when they were not necessarily struggling to sell them, they were like, right, do I put my house on the market? And I think they were struggling a little bit, and they thought, well, sod it, I'll raffle it off, £1 a ticket or whatever. But then you have it written in your T's and C's that if you don't achieve a minimum percentage of whatever, there'll be a cash prize alternative, which is the money that's gone in. So you're not necessarily losing it. And you actually get more for your house than you would do if you put it on the market.
I've seen that.
I mean,
before.
you've got to have the following behind you to be able to have something that's going to go out to loads of people. Because
you mean like a podcast? Helen, we're off.
Because if I tried selling my house, it'd be like, oh, brilliant! I've sold 100 tickets at £1, so I'm going to sell my house for 100 quid.
There are companies that do it now. There are companies that do it. If you wanted to sell your house via raffle, there are companies that do it. But the problem is they want the reserve to be quite low. So they want the reserve to be low. They'll sit there and tell you that you'll easy break that. You'll easy, But
that's proper squeaky bum though. That when you're just at half the market value and you're like,
exactly.
You're selling your house for £65,000 and you're like,
And then you've got the fact of they take their commission and stuff like that. But it is a good way of making money because imagine the amount of people that play the lottery, right? I'd much rather play. Let's say someone came out with a raffle based cash prize raffle sort of thing and went, well, we're only going to sell 1 million tickets at £2 and the prize is £1 million. Well, all of a sudden you've only I know, but you've got a 1 in a million chance. When you kind of think, well, that's astronomical. Well, it's not compared to the lottery.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's not compared to the lottery. You're only paying £2 for your entry or whatever, and then before you know it, you've got a better chance of winning £1 million.
You've lowered your standards in the last 10 minutes.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
1 million would do.
Very good point.
A million will do now. Yeah.
Very
I'm
good
growing
point.
up, Mark. What can I say? I'm growing up.
Good point.
But anyone beat at bingo?
Do you know what? Yeah, it's been a long time since I have, but I've only been once to an actual proper bingo hall. Like when I used to work on cruise ships, I probably did it, hosted bingo a couple of times, and I've probably played it going on a cruise or going, somewhere. But I've only ever actually been to a bingo hall once, and it was an eye-opener. It really was an eye-opener. But the speed at which they read the numbers out, I'm like, hold on a minute, and I've only got one ticket. And there's old dear next to me that's got 4 pairs of glasses on her face, and she's got 19 cards, and I'm like, how are you keeping up with this?
Yeah. Well, you do know it's harder to play one than it is. It's better to have 6. Because you've got every number then.
Well, I suppose, yeah. Because
one
they're
is
literally like, the one's number 11, 10, number 10.
You can't think of any numbers, can you?
No, I can't even think of them quick enough.
1 to 90 is not hard.
And not only that, you've got them all going, the ducks, 22, quack, quack. And you're like, my God, how are they doing this?
You know they call that party bingo, don't you?
Oh, is that not normal bingo?
No, that's a different type of bingo.
Right.
So there is the traditional bingo, which is a lot slower pace because generally you're playing for bigger prizes. No. But your party bingo, you can pay for hundreds. But Yeah, and they do play that at pace.
Listen
but
to Mark the Connoisseur bingo player.
And you believe it or not, I've never actually been to a bingo hall and played bingo.
But right. You sound like you.
I used to be a main stage caller. So yeah,
in
a previous life,
for
a long
Mecca or
time
something,
ago.
or
For Gala.
for Gala.
Yeah.
Oh, you did that? I thought you were taking the mickey.
What you did? Is it a job?
Yeah.
Full time.
Full suit, Dickie Bow.
What? Monday afternoons, Tuesday mornings, all that.
Afternoons and evenings, yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
When were this? 2 weeks ago again.
Oh no, more than 20 years ago.
So
a lot more than 20 years ago.
Actually a lot more than 20.
Around about the same time you were doing races in your Beetlejuice thing.
That was shortly after when I took up racing.
So tell us about it, Mark. What got you into it?
I can't remember what got me into it. I think I just saw the advert and I thought,
really?
Like most of my life, something will pop up and I'll go, ooh, I fancy having a go at that.
I like balls.
Yeah. Oh my god! You know when you see something, and you go, I fancy having a go at that. And I spent loads of my life going, I want to have a go at that.
So how did you get the job?
I went and they said, right, I had a chat with him. Would you just do a quick audition? So I went on stage with microphone, and they were like, when can you start?
Okay, so there must have been some numbers involved. But can you read us a couple of these numbers?
Yeah,
out,
I'm going to say
please?
you'd be no good, Rob, because you couldn't think of numbers 2 minutes ago.
No,
so you
Mark,
wouldn't
give us your bingo calling voice.
It was just my normal voice.
Oh, go on, give us a go.
I'm a bit bunged up.
Do some numbers for us. Do some numbers.
Well, you wouldn't do any of the fancy jargon.
Oh, you don't do the two little ducks, 22,
not on the
legs
main
11,
bingo.
no?
Party bingo you could do, you know. But generally speaking, it's you know, quite traditional and it's, you know, all the ones 11 and that sort of thing. But it was a long time ago, so I'm trying to remember.
Come on, give us another one.
All the 8s, 88.
He's good, isn't he?
Very good.
He's good.
What makes me laugh is when you go to it and they do like a live broadcast where it's from every other gala or every other one in the world. It's like Eurovision. We're live from Sweden. Hello.
Yeah.
Well, there have been big tournaments that I have called bingo for. So they have one called the National.
Yeah, the National.
And that was one that every so often. Certainly Sunday nights, and I think Thursday nights it was.
He's still got it.
It was something like that, and you played for larger money, and you linked up.
Yep.
And then there was a certain thing that happened aside of that, where if you won, you then got I can't remember. There was a run up to the actual main tournament, and you either won and you won a chance to go to the main tournament, or you won and you just got a ticket to the main tournament. And then, anyway, the main tournament was people from all the region came to that one club. So there were 800 people capacity at the one that I worked at. We had Stan Boardman, comedian. He did a bit in afternoon.
Yeah. Is he the German? The
German.
The Bombers. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, Stan Boardman.
The F1. And that was scary because the main prize for that was, I think it was 100,000.
Oh well, Kurt won't be bothered.
Kurt won't be there. £100,000 back then were a lot of money. It were huge.
And what was the pay like? Was it well paid or?
No, I don't think I was particularly well paid at the time. It'd have been better than minimum wage. Do you know what I mean? But it weren't manual labour.
Yeah.
It was almost entertainment. So you were, don't get me wrong, you were going round and talking to people in your suit on an evening with your tray of pounds to sell. The interim games for the party games and stuff. I've got some real stories.
Old Diaz loved him.
Oh, well, I can imagine.
Well, what the straw that brought the camels back? There were one Saturday afternoon, and me and Ellen had gone to town doing a bit of shopping, and this old dear come flying towards me in a mobility scooter, with the rain cover on, and she nearly knocked me off my feet, and she shot past me, and she literally unzipped side, and she shouted at me. She went, "Shake your balls up." I was like, what? Yeah, then that's what you used to, because you obviously people knew your face, didn't they? Because you were standing on stage in front of hundreds of people every afternoon and every evening.
And Ellen were like, "Who's that?
Yeah,
who's that?"
Yeah. Oh, that's just Marjorie. She plays 4 times a week. And they have their own seats. If anyone dare come in and sit in somebody else's.
And the dabbers, they've got the dabber pens, haven't they?
Well, yeah, and there were so many stories I could tell you.
Give us your best one.
What best story? Well, probably the most awkward one is when I were on stage and it was a Sunday night.
Did you get undressed or anything like that on this one, Mark?
No.
Okay.
Used to do daft things, and
we know.
So there were some people that used to sit at stage, and you got quite familiar with them, and so you'd be doing daft stuff behind, because you stood behind a box, and what is called the random number generator, the machine that you press to.
No balls then.
No balls actually. No, you just press a button and then.
Oh.
Anyway, so I were on stage and it was a Sunday night, so really busy, hundreds of people. And I was stood there and I was calling numbers out, and it getting towards the house price, so it would have been for hundreds of pounds. I've already said that.
You might have, but carry on, we'll roll with it.
And I just heard this, and I was like, so I stopped and I like bit of a chuckle, carried on. I was like, whoa, what's that? And then so obviously I'm starting to like get bit, and then obviously you can see eyes turning towards you because you're hesitating a little bit. They can hear there's a change in your flow.
And your shoulders are digging.
And started giggling, and then some really like. And I was like, what? So literally then I started laughing, and then you could hear him like tutting round room, shaking their heads, and I was like, and then I could just see there were two lasses who worked there. They were stood on they got these like raised, you go upstairs up to these like big bits at the back to upper seating areas, and they're like little boxes that people could sit in, and two lasses were stood in there with one at blokes. And they were stood looking at me, laughing, and bloke were laughing, and they were like pointing at me. And they got this little, and I'd not seen it. Behind me, there was like a little window into the changing room at the back, and they got a remote control fart machine, and they put it on the shelf behind me, and they were pressing it.
So they're cranking you.
And literally, and once that had stopped, I tried to carry on. But because it nerves had kicked in, because people had been touching and been like disapproving of what had been going off. I'm a nervous laugher, so I can be in the worst situation. I could be in a funeral. I could be anywhere. If I get the nervous laughs, it's game over. Yeah. And literally, that game went on for ages, and then they had to substitute me and bring one of the girls. I realised it, but because I would just irrecoverable. But yeah, there were some funny stories, but
and the big question: what made you leave? You went. Oh. Scuba diving. Doing that, and off you went.
Well, to be honest, it's antisocial, isn't it? Because you're working afternoons and then you're working nights. So it got to a point where I thought, do you know what? I've had my fill of this. I've had a laugh. I enjoyed it for the 12 or 18 months that I did it for, and I thought, onto something else now. Something else that might take me fancy, because that's all I've ever done really.
Have any of you ever actually won a competition that you've actually competed in?
Ooh. When you say competed, you mean like physically?
Yeah, it doesn't have to necessarily be a physical competition, but something where you've had to do something to win, not just put a bet on. Or
I'm guessing, Rob, with you saying that you have.
Well, yeah, I have.
Okay,
he really has.
I'm not sure whether I dare say it.
It's certainly a leading question that I think he gave to me.
Is it the X Factor?
I can assure it wasn't a leading question, because I'd rather not
Big
say
Brother.
it.
Well, no, but it annoys me that when you do this, because I know you're a little bit like, I don't like saying it, but you should be proud of it. You should be very proud of it.
I know, but it's just a bit embarrassing.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Well, we might get to that, but
we might.
Have any of you entered into a competition?
Mine's quite a fickle one.
Go on.
I won it on Hallam FM, and it's one of them where you ring up, and I can't remember what the question was at the time. You rang up and you went live on radio, and if you got it right, you won a prize. And I won the Saint film on VHS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was with Val Kilmer. The Saint.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking
prize.
I was thinking Roger Moore
on VHS, and it came through post and everything.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the only thing I can ever really remember when I've like entered something and actually won a prize and gone, ooh.
There was two versions of the Saint. There's the Saint with Val Kilmer, which was much later on.
Yeah, that's
there was the original Saint. I don't think it was Roger Moore.
Well, what am I thinking of then?
Well, there was definitely, it was a TV series, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
but I don't know who played it.
Come on then, Rob.
Anyway, moving on.
What have you won?
Surely someone else has won something.
Come on, Rob. Why are you being so coy?
So before you start, Rob, I think I did win something in the Beano. Now, for most readers, they will not know what that is, but At my age, they will. But you know,
Readers probably do. Listeners might.
Listeners. Yeah. So where have I got readers from?
I remember the Beano.
Do you remember
mate?
the Beano?
Yes.
I won something in the Beano for sending a joke in. And I still remember what the joke is.
Oh, brilliant.
And I won. I think I won a magic set.
Just hang fire. What's the joke?
Let me tell you what I won first.
Okay.
Because I won a magic set, but I won what's the name? Dennis the Menace badge.
Yeah.
Pin badge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The joke was...
Uh-oh.
The teacher said to me... let me think about this. I want to get it wrong.
Oh, dear.
It's not little Johnny, is it?
No, it's not little Johnny. Yeah, the teacher said to me... make a sentence with the word fascinate in it. So I said to the teacher, "Oh, I've got a coat with 10 buttons on, but I can only fascinate." And that was the joke, and I won a magic set.
Do you know what? That's very similar to the only joke that I can remember, but I definitely can't say it on the podcast.
No. Okay. Anyway, go on, Bob. What have you won? Here we go.
Well, so when I was younger, a lot younger, I think, if I remember right, I would have been 11. I don't think I was 10. I think I was 11. I was the British national aerobic champion.
Sorry? What was that?
The British national aerobic champion.
Is that a thing?
It was back then. And
Is that where you stand in one of them plastic boxes and do star jumps?
Not quite a plastic box, no.
What do you call them?
Wristbands.
Wristbands.
Sweatbands.
An headband on, like Rosemary Connolly.
Yeah, not far off. It was around about the era of Mr. Motivator. So it was when aerobic sport was a much bigger thing. And my mum had competed for Great Britain in America, New Orleans. I can't remember where she placed. She wasn't in the top 5, but she got there. She won the Europeans and went to America to compete.
Wow.
And then she ended up... I don't know how this came about. She had a problem with the hip afterwards and ended up in a bit of a wheelchair for a little while. She couldn't compete anymore. So she said, "I'm going to enter you and your sister." So me and my sister ended up doing a mixed pairs, and we both did individuals as well, and we won. And then she decided to set up a squad, and we basically went round competing throughout the UK for about 4, maybe 5 years, and we were undefeated champions. We literally won every competition we went to. We won gold.
And your mum was mopping up, like, well, hey!
He never asked me to be in his squad.
No. Water boys.
So let me just get this right. You didn't win an Olympic medal then? No,
no, we didn't win an Olympic medal.
Right, okay.
Do you know what?
No, seriously, well done. Well done, Rob.
We were actually
well done.
We were meant to go to America to compete for Great Britain.
Wow.
And it was... the details are a bit sketchy, but all I remember is I think it was going to be sponsored by Virgin, and then it all collapsed. Virgin pulled out, and it didn't end up happening. But it was all Reebok back in the day, so we got sponsored. Do you remember LA Gear?
Yeah,
we got sponsored by LA Gear, so I got loads of LA Gear
those
stuff.
high top boots.
Yeah, it's all I wore for about 3 years. LA Gear clothes, because that's all we got.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good thing back in the day. As you said, I am proud of it, but it's just a bit, I had to wear lycra.
You loved it.
You probably still do.
Yeah. I ain't got any of the outfits.
I could just see you walking around warehouse like that, flexing.
But yeah, it's not something you really boast about these days, because people are like, aerobics. It was a bit like gymnastics. There was a big square, and then in that space you had to do compulsory moves, press ups, sit ups, what's called an 8-count combination and stuff. Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
While we're talking about competitions, I think I mentioned it to you, Kurt, but you know the McDonald's Monopoly game?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right? Obviously, they have it in America as well. That's where it started. And when they first launched it, I think you know where I'm going with this, Kurt, don't you? When they first launched it, for the first 6-7 years or something, not a genuine person won it. McDonald's thought it were a genuine person.
Yes.
But it was all you've seen it. Have you seen the documentary? Have you seen it, Mark?
Yeah.
No.
Documentary on Netflix.
I mean, if you've seen it, it's it's mind blowing.
Like to an extreme of it was like a mafia run. Like the mafia run it and like all to scam McDonald's. Wow. It's massive deal. It's a really good documentary.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you watch it, you're going, well, what? Yeah.
So McDonald's thought like genuine people were winning it.
Yeah, they
were
were
a gang of people that were like scamming it.
Yeah, and it were very complex, and it were mafia.
Well, they had someone on the inside, didn't they? And then,
they had someone inside.
Something to do with the printers
family,
and stuff like that. But the whole thing, and like Mark said, it went on for years.
McDonald's didn't know, and bearing in mind, we're not talking like a free burger and a 10 quid. We're talking millions of pounds.
Millions of pounds over the years.
And when I watched the documentary, I was like, how's they getting away with this?
It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. I just remembered something. Do you know what, actually? Claim to fame.
Mm-hmm.
I competed
You've won a
against...
McDonald's.
I'm just going back to aerobics for a second.
He competed against Ronald McDonald in the sit-up contest in Lycra.
I actually competed against a guy called Kerry Hannon, who was a lot older than me at the time. You don't know him. And...
I do.
Do you? Go on, then.
What's his name again?
Kerry Hannon.
Oh, no, I don't know. No. I thought you said Barry.
No. And
Kerry Barry.
Kerry Hannon ended up being the founder of Fitness First.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there were no fitness before that?
No. That was the first. Fitness First.
Just going back to Omaze, mate, I've got a question for you. If you did win the house...
I think I know what you're going to ask, but go on.
What would you do with it?
Well, interestingly, the one that we just had a go on was for the Yorkshire house.
Yeah, lovely.
Ellen wanted to move. If we'd have won that, she will like that, because that's our sort of ideology, I suppose. Farmhouse, bit of land in Yorkshire Dales or somewhere like that.
100 grand a year, they said it costs to run them.
Oh, absolutely, it's ridiculous.
That's why they give you 100 grand as well. So they give you the house, and then they give you £100,000 with it, because they reckon that's the amount of money that you need to run the house for a year.
Bandits in everything else. Yeah. I said to Ellen, we won't be able to afford to live in it.
I'm going to say it's one of the things you think, well, you could rent it out, but then to get the rent in a month to pay for that, it's a lot of rent.
Yeah.
It's a lot of... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'd sell it. I'd sell it.
I mean, I'd probably go and stay in it for a few weeks.
That's what Daisy says. Daisy says she'd love to just go and
get
stay
the
in
luxury of it. Yeah,
experience it.
But then that's like naming a puppy.
Exactly.
Once you've named the puppy, you're taking it home.
How do you walk away from it?
Yeah, but I suppose you've got a year, haven't you, to live in it? Because if they give you 100 grand, you've got a year. You can get your use out of it, enjoy it.
And after a year, you'd be probably worth more than that.
Yeah, there is that. But I'd sell it. I mean, some of these houses now, you're talking, I think the last one that I really, really fell in love with, I think it was somewhere down south on coast or something, and it was like 3.6 million, this house. And don't get me wrong, it was stunning. It was absolutely stunning. It really were. But in my head, this is where my sensible head would kick in, which are very unlike me. But I just see it as, well, sell that, use £1 million to buy 6 houses or whatever, rent them out, that's your income, retire. But use some of the money to buy your own house, if you like, which could still be a really nice house.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And sit and retire.
Doesn't need to be a mansion, does it?
Done.
That is very sensible, Kirk.
Yes, yeah.
I've got a little bit of a sensible edge somewhere in there.
Putting it into action once money's at his bank account is a different thing altogether.
Absolutely.
I know, because I think about, the lottery, the one that's set for life.
Oh yeah,
£10,000 a month. I always think about that sometimes, on how long would I work for? Would I continue to work? £10,000 a month. It's a lot of money, but is it retirement money? Sort of thing. Because fundamentally, it's only 3.6 million in total over the 30 years. 3.6.
Only.
Well, yeah, but imagine what £1 million quid's going to be like in 10 years' time, 20 years' time. It's already. Very much diluted, isn't it, with inflation and stuff like that.
You'd have a nice life either way, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mark, what's that box you've got? You've brought a box.
I'm wondering that, Rob. He's been sat there nursing a box.
This fake news game with Donald Trump.
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Well, it's because the election, obviously. We've had not us, but America's had the election, haven't they?
Oh, right, yeah.
So I thought I'd bring this little game in for us to play. Donald Trump. So I thought we'd play a little game. Do you want to play a little game?
Oh, we love a game.
We love a game.
I'll tell you the rules in a minute once I've got...
I'll tell you the rules once I've read them.
Well, I've got the cards. So basically, the little cards with quotes on them. Right? So all you've got to decide, it's a bit like Dead and Alive, but
that looks like a game you bought when JFK were president.
But
how old is that?
Actually, I think my son got it for me. But anyway, so I'm going to read out some quotes.
Right.
By Donald. So they all by Donald Trump.
Oh, right.
However, some are fake and some are true.
Right.
So I'm going to read them out, and then you've just got to go, well, did he say that or did he not?
Right, okay.
Seems simple enough.
Oh, so it's whether he said it or not.
Yeah, is it
All
true?
right.
Is it true or is it fake news? Is
Okay.
it
Right, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Ready,
Well,
I'm
once
ready.
I've read a couple out, you'll get the gist. So let me just shuffle them up. Right. So let's read the first one then. So, I think the only difference between me and the other candidates is that I'm more honest and my women are more beautiful. Did Donald Trump say that? Did he?
True.
True.
I
Yeah.
said true.
Yeah.
What's it say on there?
True.
Get in, ding.
Hey, we should have Spandau Ballet playing it background, shouldn't we?
Another one. North Korea's nuclear weapons are smaller than mine. Is that something he said or is it fake?
I'm going fake.
I'm
there.
fake.
I'm going true.
Fake news.
Bing, bing.
Okay, next one. I think I would use social media as president better than possibly any of all of the 44 previous presidents.
True.
Oh, it's fake news.
Fake news.
My fingers are long and beautiful, as it has been well documented, are various other parts of my body.
Fake news.
True.
It's true.
You obviously know him better than I do, you two.
The outrageous, aren't they, some of them? Obamacare was a complete waste of taxpayers' money and time.
True. Fake news.
Fake news.
Do you want some more?
Yeah.
Got a few more. I look very much forward to showing my financials because they are huge.
True.
Fake news.
True. He always used to go on about how rich you were.
Yeah.
The beauty of me is that I'm very rich.
True.
I'd say true.
I'm going to say fake news again.
Another one. One of the key problems today is that politics is such a disgrace. Good people don't go into government.
Fake news.
True.
I got one right.
I reckon I might have won
I mean,
that.
I've got loads. I could go on, but there's just a few of them. So.
I like that.
You like that?
I like that,
Oh, good.
yeah.
I mean, there's another, I think another 60 cards here, but, you know.
Let's get another 4 years until next election.
Yeah, we'll do it again 4 years' time.
Time at the bar, please.
And don't worry about that, because you know what's right here, don't you? A wheel of features.
Oh,
Here we go. Oh, it's spinning.
What's it gonna be? Oh, it's just so exciting. Come on. He's nearly there.
The Wheel of Features.
So we've still got the one from last week, or what the bloody hell is that?
Oh, yeah, still
Yep.
going, isn't it?
Yep.
It is. Are you ready for the sound?
Yeah.
It goes like this. One more.
I think I've got another guess at this.
Right.
Although I think Mark might have said, is it a microwave button for a door when the door opens?
All right, Kirk.
I don't know if I've said that. Did you say that, Mark, last time?
No, I think I said it. Tape recorder or something.
What?
It's easy to say when you know what it is that you think you'd get it. But I genuinely do think I'd get this.
Well, you know what it is,
I
don't you?
know, and that's why it's easy to say, innit? Mark, other Mark.
Play it again. Oh.
Yes.
No. I was thinking stapler. You know, slowly pressed.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it's not got the. It's not metallic enough. Is
Yeah,
it?
it's too twangy.
Too plasticky.
Yeah.
Kirk.
I'm at a complete loss, mate.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to tell you the answer. I'm going to give you one more week, and the listeners
Oh,
one more
great.
week. If you've got it, we want to know what it is.
Yes. Yeah.
So get in touch with us and tell us what you think it is, right?
Yes.
Shall we spin the wheel?
Spin
Yes.
What's it going to be?
Yeah, what is it?
Come on.
What is it?
Hey, it's mine, Rob
Wow.
Riddle.
Oh no.
The only me's excited.
Yeah. So come on then, Rob. You gave me grief for not having a jingle. Where's your
Yeah.
jingle for this?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I could have swore I'd made a jingle for this.
Well,
Where is it?
Come on, then play it.
you
I
haven't
don't
sent, you haven't
know.
sent- you haven't sent it to me.
Come on.
Riddle me this, riddle me that.
Is
I'll
that
come up
it?
with- no, I'll come up with something.
I've done two and you've done...
I know.
Yeah,
I don't think you've done any, have you?
I've done loads, thank you very much. I'll get on with it. Right, so I'm gonna give you a short one, a bit of an easy one, just to warm you up.
Okay.
Right. What question can you never honestly answer yes to? What question can you never honestly answer yes to?
I know this, so I'm not going to say it.
All right.
What is your name?
Well, unless your name's Yes.
Yeah, it's not that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on then, Mark, if you know it.
Don't we want...
Will
No,
you?
This is warm up
Will
for
you live
guys.
forever?
Is it Are You Asleep?
Correct.
Oh, well done.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. Right, you ready for...
Have you got
It's
any more odd ones?
Do you want one more before I go into the
Yeah,
longer
why
one?
not?
All right. What do you throw out when you want to use it, but take in when you don't want to use it? What do you throw out when you want to use it, but take in when you don't want to use it?
Oh.
I think I know this one.
I used to be really good at riddles, mate.
What do you throw out when you want to use it and take in?
When you don't want to use it.
A hose pipe.
No.
Well, how are we going to say that? But is it a rope?
It's not, but you're not.
Go on, Mark, take it home.
Well,
I don't know.
Do you want the answer?
Yeah?
An anchor.
Okay.
well, I think me and Kirk deserve half a point.
I think you're right, yeah.
Because he
It
said
wasn't
hose pipe,
bad
I
at
said
all.
rope.
Wasn't bad at all.
Because that's water-based and mine's rope. So put them together, you've got an anchor. Boom.
Okay,
We're
here's
in.
your longer one. So,
Longer. Here's a longer one.
a California farmer owns a beautiful pear tree. He supplies the fruit to nearby grocery store. The store owner calls the farmer to see how much fruit is available for him to buy. The farmer knows the main trunk has 24 branches. Each branch has exactly 12 bows, and each bow has exactly 6 twigs. Since each twig bears one piece of fruit, how many plums will the farmer be able to deliver?
Right. So are we giving you the answer to this, or are we letting...
Rob, I weren't listening. Say it again. No, I'm joking.
I will read
Go
it
on.
one more for you because I think it's... Yeah, I'll give you one more, and yeah, we'll do the answer.
All right. I know the answer.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I do as well.
So...
Well, hang on a minute. I
for
ain't
the
got a
benefit
clue.
of
I'm
Mark,
confused.
A California farmer owns a beautiful pear tree.
What makes it beautiful?
And why is he Californian?
It's just very colourful.
Is it symmetrical?
Colourful?
Does it matter? He's Californian. Is he from Yorkshire?
Not really.
You need to get your calculator out and listen.
Yeah. A California farmer
Calculator.
owns a beautiful pear tree. He supplies the fruit to a nearby grocery store. The store owner calls the farmer to see how much fruit is available for him to buy. The farmer knows the main trunk has 24 branches. Each branch has exactly 12 bows, and each bow has exactly 6 twigs. I can't say that.
Do they sell cars?
Yeah,
Since each twig bears one piece of fruit, how many plums will the farmer be able to deliver?
6. I can't do these complicated ones. You two, obviously, you know answer, don't you?
Yeah,
you two,
yeah,
you and
it's
Mark.
you know the
it's
answer,
quite
yeah?
simple,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Is it
Give him-
6?
Give
It's
him
just
the
a
answer.
misleading riddle. It's yeah.
You weren't listening.
Yeah, I know. I weren't listening. Well, because I'd answered those other two. My brain's dead.
What's the answer, Kirk?
No, I'll let Mark do it.
Well, the answer.
I don't know
there isn't actually a definitive because he might have got some plum trees.
Yeah.
But it's not mentioned in the riddle, is it?
No.
So
No.
based on that, it's
Yeah.
none.
Yeah, because he
'Cause it's
says
a pear tree.
Because he's got a lovely pear tree.
pear tree.
Yeah.
It
The answer's no.
It could be 6.
Exactly. So he's got
Yeah.
he's got
So-
a small
so-
he's
so
got a small
I'm right.
plum tree that's only growing 6 plums.
So I'm right.
He's not interested
right?
in
You're
pears. 'cause he's
definitely not right. It's a pear tree, and it
In a
says
plum-
how many plums can you get off it?
I weren't listening.
No, you definitely weren't listening.
Twice.
My brain was.
How many partridges can he supply?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been a pleasure. On that note,
See you next
See you
week.
next week. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for your continued support with our independent podcast. Did you know that you can interact with us and other listeners on Facebook, on the Chat In Tap Room Facebook group? You can also get in touch via email, innthechat@gmail.com, and of course on any of our socials. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.